in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring. My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. 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 Yeah, I just wanna be.
Happy Thursday, and welcome to the One Pride Podcast. We took all things Detroit Lions news and rumors, and we try to have fun doing so. Today, we got a good lineup and cast for you. Got my guy, Lions Rumble 81. What's going on, man?
Hey guys, what's up, man? What's up, MicroMike, man? Thank you for having me here as always, man.
Hey, I appreciate it. I truly do appreciate it. It's really nice. And, of course, we got the Canadian Mark Orm from Orm's Forum. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, what's going on, Mike? What's going on, Lions Rumble, man? Lions Nation out there. Let's talk some Detroit Lions football. OPP, baby.
Definitely going to talk some Detroit Lions football. And you say, why are you starting early, folks? Because in an hour, we're going to be on Lions Nation Unite talking to Jason Hansen. The GOAT kicker himself is going to be live on there, 7:30 in LNU. So I wanted to get on here early so we have a nice easy transition setup. Alan Dana, what's going on? Chrome, John Bell. We got PFW in the building. Like and share. Thank you so much, man. Super busy. I did like your wrestling. Make sure you subscribe to PFW. They made a character for me, and I appreciate it, man. Ted Cheney, what up? Intro, fire. Appreciate it, Chrome. We here to talk some Lions, though. We are ready to go. 18. Hit that like button. Let's get to 18 likes. I really want to touch on something about former head coach of Jared Goff. He came out today, well, I think it was not today, but the other day, and he came out saying I should have been a better communicator on the trade. I'm not a big fan of this guy. I kind of think he's a prick. Lions Rumble, what's your take on this guy?
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. I think we spoke on it briefly of the egos. I think, he's a leader of men. He's the head coach. So he kind of determines what those guys are doing out there in the field. But ultimately, those relationships with those players determine whether or not they're going to play for you, run through a wall for you, or just simply, collect a paycheck. So to hear him say those things, it's cool now looking back because you realize you were wrong. But moving forward, don't let it happen again.
Let me know in the comment section right now, do you guys think he is a prick? Y for yes and N for no. I'm definitely putting my Y's in right now. Now we got Mark Orm. He may have a different perspective. I don't know, honestly. I have no idea. What is your take on him saying he should have been a better communicator?
Well, I guess it's like a sign of him growing up a little bit. So I'll kind of take that as a positive for him. I think the whole kind of situation was a little bit messy there in LA with him and Jared Goff, with the text messages about, wanting a pipe, with the big pipe there. And, and then his teammates kind of threw Jared Goff under the bus. And all of a sudden his head coach gets wind of this certain text message. And then all of a sudden their relationship was bad, man. These guys had a couple really good years in LA prior to that. 2017, 2018, they were getting stuff done. Jared Goff was winning the ball all over the field. He was looking like the true number one that he was. And then just, like I said, the relationship went sour over, it seems like it was like a text message, McVay getting a little bit petty. He is a young guy. He's like worried about his girlfriend going with an NFL player. I don't know what that deal is with that, but I guess it's a sign that he's grown up a little bit. He wishes he could have done a couple things with Jared Goff in the past, and he's a great coach. He's done a lot of good things. I don't think he regrets the trade or anything like that. But it's a sure sign that he's grown up just a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Yeah, I'm just not a
Right.
fan of him. Never really have been. Never will be. Alim McNeill, they're expecting him this year to be more explosive. Explosive, just like Dr. Dre would say in his album there, explosive West Coast S. What is your expectations for Alim McNeill, Lions Rumble, and him bringing a little more explosiveness to his play?
Oh, it just shows that this team's enthusiastic again, and all it took was to trade the head coach and get some people in here who actually care about the success of this team. So yeah, I'm assuming he came in a little under, he shedded some pounds, he bulked up with muscle, and he's taking it serious now. That speaks volumes to me because that's just one part of our defensive line. So imagine what all the other guys are doing. Man, I'm excited. I'm so happy to hear that. That makes me so excited for this upcoming season.
Mark, I know you love the big guys. You're a big guy yourself. You look exactly like Todd Wash. What do you expect from Alim McNeill and bringing more explosiveness to his game?
Man, I absolutely loved him coming out of college. I actually thought that was a better pick than the Levi Onwuzurike pick at the time. No disrespect to Levi. I think he's a good player too. But I think there's something going on here. We got Alim coming in. He's in better shape. Levi did the same thing. He shed some weight. And Dan Campbell has nothing but positive things to say about Alim McNeill. He gives him a nickname like almost every day. He calls him the Dancing Bear. He just loves the kid. He calls him he thinks he's the strongest player probably on the team per pound. The guy throws up all kinds of weight, and he's fast and elusive. And the way that Alim McNeill has talked about this defense on how it's going to be more of an attacking defense for the D-line, man. They get to attack the heels of the offensive linemen. I love that. I absolutely love that. And putting him in different spots. He doesn't always have to be head up with the center. He can, he can work those gaps and have the advantage right there. So this is a good thing, man. This is what we want to hear. We want to hear about guys coming back into the next season in better shape and just ready to rumble.
Let's get ready to Lions Rumble 81.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, man, look, I'm excited for Alim McNeill. This guy has been outstanding for the Detroit Lions. It's so funny. I never forget. We draft Levi. We turn around and get Alim McNeill, and everybody booed the pick. Everyone's like, man, we win another defensive tackle. Come to find out, he's the good one. He's the one showing out and really helping this team out. So, hey, I love it. Alim McNeill, cupcake. I want him doing punt returns and kick returns. I think he's that versatile. Make him backup quarterback as well. Safety for sure. I think this guy is an absolute stud for the Lions. And a really good draft pick in the third round. Let's talk about Joshua Paschal. We've talked about stat predictions for Aiden Hutchinson. We talk about stat predictions for Romeo Okwara, but we keep forgetting a guy who we drafted in the second round this draft, who I think they would have took him at 32 if we had the 32nd pick. They would have took him at 34, so they really have high expectations of Joshua Paschal. Lions Rumble 81. What is your expectations for Paschal? Stat prediction. What's he going to bring? Is he going to stay healthy? What is your thoughts? If you were Lions Rumble Stradamus, what do you see from him in 2022?
I see a pillar of this Detroit Lions defense. I see someone who showed leadership qualities while at school, who also went through some medical issues that tested his faith and tested who he was as a person. And I just see a guy who was brought up in a household that rewarded hard work. So he embodies everything that is Detroit, right? So I see him coming in and really just being a pillar on his defense, somebody who's probably going to know every position out there and where they need to be, and someone who's just going to have fun doing it.
Yeah, it's going to be – I hope he can stay on the field the whole time. I know he got injured a little bit before camp. I don't see him being like the big stat guy regarding sacks. I think he's going to take a lot of job in the interior as well and really help out clog the middle. So I'm going to go low with sacks. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe like 3-4-ish right there for him this year. He's going to be more, again, stopping the run and a penetrator. What do you got for Joshua Paschal, Mark Orem? What do you see for him in 2022?
Yeah, first of all, like what Lions Rumble said, man, the story on this kid is really intriguing, man. He fought cancer back a few years ago, beat it. His teammates absolutely adore him. He was a captain, a vocal leader, one of the best edge players at Kentucky or in all of football, of college football last year at the edge. But like you said, he's not going to be a guy that's going to be a stat stuffer. He's not going to come in. He's not going to get 7-8 sacks a season. He's strictly right now a run stuffing defensive end. You can kick him inside. He absolutely, if you go watch his tape, and like I love to be that guy that watches a lot of tape because when I do my analysis, he destroys guards. He absolutely discards them, throws them around. It was at the college level. I do understand that. But he is really good against guards. He struggles a little bit when he has to play against offensive tackles. So going back to the stats, I don't see him being much of a stat stuffer. He's going to be a guy that is going to get into the backfield, though, and stuff the run. He was phenomenal at stuffing the run. And he's a leader for these young guys, too, out there. Him and Aiden, I think, are going to be a nice, quality leadership role, both of them at the same time. I think these young guys are really going to look up to these two guys. So it's going to be interesting to see. He's just going to have to find a spot for him because he's not going to get a ton of playing time, I don't think, right away because I think he's a little bit buried on a depth chart. But I do like him for the future for sure.
Hell of a depth chart, too. When he's buried on a depth chart, that means you did something good.
Yeah.
I see people there, they think 4 sacks. Bruce Betterly says 4. Joseph says 6. We got maybe 5 from Chrome. I say 5. Joey Detroit Lions. Ricky Bobby, great name. What is up, Craig Ferguson? Again, make sure you hit that like button. And in an hour, we're going to be on LNU talking with Jason Hansen, the GOAT of kickers. The guy is an absolute beast, and he kind of looks like Professor Xavier. So real excited to have one of the X-Men on talking some Detroit Lions. There's a crazy stat out there, and I'm curious to see what the fan base thinks about this stat. Jared Goff right now is the 4th highest quarterback regarding cap hit this upcoming season at $31 million. The 4th highest in the NFL. And a lot of people, oh, man, here we go. Jared Goff. Do you think that's big of a deal, Mark Orem?
Well, for how bad he's kind of played in the last couple of years, I think it is a little bit of a big deal. There's a lot of Lions fans out there, man, that love putting a lot of pressure on just Jared Goff. He's making a lot of money. He's that first overall pick from a few years back. But, it does make a big difference. Like it really does, because he came here and everyone's like, okay, he's going to be the savior, right? Some people did think that, and we won 3 games. I'm not putting that all on Jared Goff, but his out is next year in 2023. If they want to show him the door next year, we save some money. We take a little bit of a dead cap hit, but in general, we're going to save some cash. So I think he really has to show out. He has to earn, I think, that $31 million. We can all agree. We can all sit here and say, hey, man, $31 million, nobody is worth that type of money, ever. But this is the NFL. This is how they roll. The quarterbacks get paid the most money. It's not really when it comes to NFL payment by position, it should be by performance, but it's by position. So just like Deion Sanders, man, said that a couple of years ago, he's like, these boys get paid by position, not performance. And right now, he's not earning that $31 million, but let's hope he does it this year. But it is a big deal because it's a lot of money, and the spotlight's on Jared Goff for sure.
I was shocked that it's not higher for other quarterbacks. It just feels like every new contract, it's like, well, $50 million cap hit, $700 million cap hit. It's like, holy God. 31 is really big compared to what we're seeing. And so it's shocking that he's the fourth highest. That was my shocking take from him. I thought he'd be maybe halfway, the way the quarterback market is. What do you think about this Lions rumble? Is this a big deal? Is this something that, we should worry about? This guy, he's obviously not the fourth best quarterback in the NFL. Is this something that you're concerned about?
Yuri, I'm kind of here with Mark, man. Like you got to pay these guys for their performance. Yeah, mind you, he did make it to the Super Bowl, but he hasn't shown that same success since then. And again, it's kind of one of those things where you're like, no finance without romance. That was a song, famous back in the day. So it's like, you have to really take into consideration, like, what can we get for 30 million on this roster? I think him being so highly like paid for that amount, it's like you have to show us more than 3 wins. You have to put the team on your back. You can get 3 wins by yourself. And we kind of saw that last year, later in the season. But I'm thinking he knows now what this team is all about, and he might be one of those players that are in an approve-it deal before you know it. If he doesn't get this thing, if he doesn't right the ship, now that they've given him these weapons, now that they've given him a offensive coordinator, and they've shown in not only the media but everywhere that he's our guy. So it's like, okay, no excuses now, buddy. You have to show us.
I want you guys to spam this answer in the comment section because I want to know this. This is a big debate that's going on behind the scenes. Should the Detroit Lions give Jared Goff a contract extension after this year? Y for yes and N for no. Let me know right now. And this is what I'm going to ask the guys, because this one's going to get interesting here for sure. Mark Orm from Orm's Forum. Should the Detroit Lions extend Jared Goff? Say he has a pretty good season, right? He gets, 33 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 4,200 yards, and the Lions are better than we expect. There's a lot of good quarterbacks in this year's draft. We know this. If you look at it, it's a quarterback draft. Should the Lions extend him?
That's a tough question, Mike. Man, I'm telling you, if he throws for 33, throws 12, 13 interceptions, that's kind of high, but it's not that bad. It's double digits. I just want him to be, if he's not going to be, if he's not the reason why we're losing, if he's not the reason why we're losing and the reason why we're probably winning most of our games, or he's just being a confident, good quarterback, we had this situation with Stafford. So, you know what? But with Goff, I think it's a little bit different because we don't want to go down that road again. We don't want to go down that road where Stafford was good enough and, we don't need to replace him. I don't want that to happen again. Mike, how much I love Stafford. You know how much I thought that he got wronged here.
You had a relationship with him. Yeah, you have a picture in your bedroom.
We got a picture on my ceiling. I got all that stuff, right?
Yep, next to some socks.
I get some socks, a little crusty. So a little bit crusty. So it's good times, man. It's good times with me and Matt, man. But anyways, with the Goff situation, it's just like I just want him to be confident. I want him to secure the football and not be the reason why we're losing. Like, if he's not the reason why we're losing and he's playing good football, I don't see the harm in re-upping him. I really don't. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. Some people do, some people don't. But he just needs to be good. And I know they're going to have bad days. NFL quarterbacks, you're not going to be great for 16, 17 games. It's impossible. Brady has his bad games. Mahomes, Rodgers, they all have bad games. But if he's not the reason why we're losing, then I have no issues with giving him a big contract again. None.
Alan Dana, no. John Ball, no. Only if he plays great by Chrome. No by Ubaldo. No from Simplex. No from John Kittle. Why from Ricky Bobby?
I don't know.
Why from Derek? No from Craig. No for Two-Face. Wife plays good, Joey. Laughing out loud, Chrome. LOL, Mike. LOL. Think talk about socks right there. Lions Rumble 81. This is a hard one. This is hard. Like oh man, this is hard. Like
I'm giving her a D, man, a strong D.
What would your be? What would your answer be for this?
Again, I agree with Mark. I mean, listen, we know next year's draft class is quarterback heavy. And we know some of these QBs are unicorns. You know, we had a couple of unicorn-like quarterbacks who just came to the league and set the league on fire. But if we do go quarterback, we do have to realize it might take them 3 years to get accustomed to, the league. But I'm with Mark on this one. If he's a game manager, if he takes the realms and takes the reins and leads these boys to a playoff appearance and really puts the NFC North on notice, then and shuts up all the haters, with his play, I don't see why not. I mean, that would be dumb of us to, again, like, ruin our chances at being successful with these guys that we signed. So my hat's off to him. I hope he surpasses all doubts and expectations this year. And even if we don't re-sign him, then, another team will take him up. Another team will pay him. So, but yeah, that's definitely a hard one. I would re-sign him based on his play. If it's, like what Mark said, if he's great and we're not losing games because of him, then I'm with him. I agree.
Here's the thing for me. For me to want to re-sign Jared Goff, because I think he's an all-right quarterback, he would have to be the reason why we win games to re-sign. Because if you look in this quarterback draft, this draft is full quarterbacks. This is like 2020 right now, where you're probably going to go 1, 2, 3, and you could probably have 5 quarterbacks in the first round. And we have 2 first-round picks. You have an opportunity to draft a quarterback on a rookie deal with the contracts going up the way that the quarterbacks are right now. It wouldn't shock me if the norm is $40 million for just a mid-round quarterback in 2 years when it talks about the cap. And if you look at teams, I mean, you got Arizona Cardinals, they're going to have issues with this. You get all this talent, but you eventually got to pay the quarterback, and it's going to cut the talent off your team. I love the way that they're building right now. We got all these young, talented players. I don't want to cut it off and do what we did when we had Ndamukong Suh. We paid Matthew Stafford, Calvin Johnson, and he walked. I want to be able to keep some of these players, and I think that's important to continue to get a young quarterback to do that. The only way, if he is the reason we win, like he's a top 8 quarterback in the NFL, he's blowing it up, and you're like, okay, this guy is legit putting the franchise on his back. He wins a playoff game, something they haven't done since 1990. But always understand, another contract, it's going to be higher than his first one. And I've just seen all these contracts that all these teams are giving out. I can't even tell you how Lamar Jackson, how much he's going to get paid. And it's just going to continue to go up. That's just the way it does. So, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, he wants $50 million, man, Lamar Jackson, and that's crazy. Yeah, that's absolutely insane that he wants that type of money. $50 million, but like you're right, Mike. That's the next thing. That's the next step. These contracts are going to be absolutely asinine. So
they literally should come with a cap space for quarterbacks and the rest of the team because it's becoming ridiculous. We're talking like 40% of a team is a quarterback there, Rumble.
Right. Yeah, to your point, I mean, they keep saying that the cap's going to raise. But again, Stafford didn't get or Rodgers didn't re-sign until Stafford re-signed. So it's like, where's that ceiling at? And to Mark's point earlier, man, you have to, your performance has to match that number. I'm not going to give you $50 million and you can't win a playoff game, or you can't get me to the Super Bowl multiple times. It's just, I can get 3 or 4 players at different positions for that kind of money. So again, we have to, you guys have nailed it on the head, both of you.
And the good thing
Jeremiah
with
Butler,
Goff,
Eagles fan, just came in here. Appreciate it. Let's talk a little bit Lions versus Eagles while he's in here.
Yep.
For me, Jeremiah, I think you're hearing in the media maybe Jared Goff is like a bottom 5 quarterback. I'm telling you, he's not that. He is a mid-round quarterback. I've been saying 16 to 20. That's what he is. He has a lot of talent now in this offense. So I think last year you guys smoked us. I think you guys are going to win week 1, but it's going to be a little bit different because we do got talent on this team. It'll be kind of in the same situation you guys are in. Like we're in a limbo at the quarterback. Is he going to excel to what he could, or is he going to not rise to the occasion? So that's kind of what we're in there. When it comes to our situation, Mark, what do you see week 1 against the Eagles? Well, we got a fan in here.
Well, in my prediction, I think the NFC East, I think, has gotten a lot better. So I think the Eagles are going to take the NFC East, to tell you the truth. And I'm not just saying that because you're in here, brother, but I think they're going to overstep the Dallas Cowboys, man. I really like what they did in the offseason. I like what they did in the draft, grabbing A.J. Brown in that trade, pairing him up with Devonta Smith. You got a stud. You have absolutely stud tight end in Dallas Goedert. Hurts is a little bit of the X factor. What are you going to get from him? Is he going to be running around a lot with like a chicken with his head cut off? I think he needs to be a little bit more of a quarterback, but protection comes, got a good running game, defense. I think we're going to lose that game personally. I hope it's not by 30-something points like it was last year. That's all I kind of hope for. But I think we're going to make it more competitive, obviously. We better. They can't come out and they can't misfire. Detroit can't come out and do what they did last year at the beginning of the year and just kind of just get walked all over by teams in the first half. So they need to come out hard. I think it's going to be a more competitive game. But I really like what the Eagles did, and I think they will beat us in game 1.
Yeah, I think I see people in the comment section, they killed us last year running the football. It's going to be a little bit different. We got much better stopping the run regarding talent-wise. I think it's going to be a more competitive game, unlike last year where we got rolled on. We're not going to get rolled on this year. I think it'll probably come down to the last drive again. Maybe a field goal and the Eagles win it. Yeah, I could literally see something like that happening. They have a lot of talent on that football team. And, it's like you said, they could win their division as well. They're a pretty good football team, Rumble. What is your expectations week 1 against the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. They added the talent. Again, we're playing with a chip on our shoulder. So, again, I'm going to be sipping the Kool-Aid on this one a little bit. First game at Ford Field, it's going to be bananas. It's not going to be a walk in the park. Like Mark said, it's not going to be a walk in the park. This game might be very competitive, and we might lose by another 50, 60-yard field goal if this defense is attacking and firing on all cylinders. I think we're going to set the tone those first few weeks, because again, everybody, it's Detroit versus everybody mentality, and I think they want Ford Field to come to the feet. Yeah. I think the energy is rubbed off over and from last year, and just to see everybody just right now, even prior training camp, just the energy. Everybody's like, oh yeah, we're going to be doing this. It's going to be fun. I love those guys. So it's going to be fun to see now. The second year into it with Dan Campbell and all those guys, and man, let's go, man.
Yeah, either way, it's going to be a much better game. It's going to be fun to watch week 1. Can't wait for it. But what's also fun, folks, is the mailbag segment. And we're starting that right now. If you don't know what the mailbag segment is, if you got questions, we may have answers. You hashtag Lions or hashtag Eagles if you are an Eagles fan. Throw in a question. We will try to answer it as it comes along. If we miss it, just copy and paste it. Because I'm old, that's why I'm missing it, not because I'm ignoring it. Let's get this thing going. Yeah, best time of the show. This is all about you guys. You run the show. Yeah. Put the likes in the like. Let's get the likes up to 50. I think, 16 away right now, 103 in the building. Let's get those likes up there, and more people can ask questions. The more likes you get, the more chance the YouTube pushes this thing out there, and I love getting this thing gone. Jeremiah says, I'm not as down on Goff as most. Yeah, I think he really gets a disservice. I think they really, I don't know what's up with the media. They hate this guy. He's not as bad as everyone's saying. I was saying he's great, but he's an all right quarterback. Kind of reminds me of a Jimmy G. That's kind of what I think about Jared Goff. You know, he's a guy that can win you football games, but he's not freaking a window licker. They have this guy eating crayons over there. Terrible. Goff doesn't need to be re-signed. He's owed $31 million through 2024 if he plays well. You can keep him on as a bargain deal. Yeah, you could do that, but then it's just more wager for the next year. You know, that because that's what the Baltimore Ravens are going to be going through right now. Is they're in a situation where do you want to put a franchise tag on a quarterback and pay like freaking buku money? So that's the issue for it, for sure. Why so? Bird Sing mailbag. Do you think Hutchinson will get more than 10 sacks? Rumble, do you think he gets more than 10 sacks?
Yeah, I think he gets at 10. If he gets over 10, then I'm happy. But I think this D line it's so versatile, and I think we're gonna be singing its praises by midseason for sure.
If Goff has 30 touchdowns and 13 INTs, what's the record? If he does that, I would say 8 to 9 wins. I think that would be it. It wouldn't be on the offense. It would predominantly be on the defense for me. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, man, if he has 30 touchdowns, 13 picks, 8 to 9 wins for sure. Still a little bit worried about what this defense is going to do, man. And they completely overhauled it, different schemes. We were one of the worst defenses in the league last year, so I'm still a bit skeptic on this D. But, yeah, if he can do that, that means they're winning a few games, just on Goff's arm. So 8 to 9 wins.
I think I have 28 touchdowns and I think 13 interceptions, something around there. Honestly, he's not a big intercepting guy. It's more the fumbles. What's his fumbles going to be? He's actually pretty good with not throwing interceptions. I actually have him better than Stafford. He's not a guy that takes all the risk in the world. He's just not. But it's more the fumbles. How many does he have there? Who leads the Lions in receiving yards, Rumble?
I'm gonna go Chark. I think his deep ball. I think if he can catch the deep ball, I think he leads our receiving core up until Williams gets back. But yeah, yep.
We should be getting a tax write-off, John Ball, for being Lions fans. I think we should get. I think we should get PTSD money. I think we should be getting a free health insurance for the insanity that we go through. Because it's literally like getting your butt checked, by a colonoscopy every single Sunday, and that's brutal. That can hurt your mental right there. So yeah, we should be getting money, and especially you being a Lions fan for 60 years. Do you think if he stays at corner or eventually moves to safety nickel corner hybrid? Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think and what I hope. I think he could be doing both, especially if there's injuries, but I really hope he stays at corner. I love what he brings to the table. I love, his ability to stay with the wide receiver, what he did with Devontae Adams last year was shocking in a good way. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I think, they love Iffy's versatility. He came in as a corner. He's a big corner, man, at like 6'3", 215 pounds. He almost looks like a linebacker out there. He's so big and long. And then, they moved him to safety during these OTAs and during these mini camps, maybe just to get a feel to see if he can do it. And it looks like he was doing an okay job. They're just in their shorts and their helmets. But I think he's going to be a guy, like you said, Mike. I think he's going to be a guy that they're going to bounce around until they really find a spot for him. But he's a big corner, man, and he should always be on those big wide receivers, that's for sure.
What do you think about Iffy, Rumble?
I'm kind of right there with you. The guy's a beast, man, on corner, and I think that game last year against Devontae Adams did nothing but make him better and give him kind of a mindset on things he can pass down to the other corners or whoever else is guarding these receivers. And I think that comes from the coaching as well. But man, I can't wait to see this full cornerback core. We don't even know what we have with all these guys yet. I'm ready.
Was Goff terrible last year, or did he look like a real quarterback? First half of the season, he looked terrible. Second half of the season, he looked like a good quarterback. You got to understand, you got traded to a bad team, no offensive weapons. Rashard Perryman and Williams was the quarterback, or the wide receivers. They're gone, injuries. He was a shock and awe. It was like literally like when the United States invaded Iraq, shock and awe. But then we got a little more comfortable and confident when Josh Reynolds came back, and he looked like a quarterback. So I wouldn't say he's terrible. I think the situation was just an absolute dumpster fire for him last year, especially the beginning of the season. It was just no one could succeed doing that. The Lions' defensive plays really well, and Glenn's offered a head coaching job. Would it be worth overpaying him if he's willing to stay? I don't think he would stay if he got offered a head coaching job. I think he's gone. I think it's really important to develop coaches just like you develop players. So if he does leave, and unfortunately probably is going to leave, you develop your coaches just like your coordinators. So elevate one up just like Belichick does with his coaching tree, or you see other coaching trees. Rumble?
Yeah, I mean, if he, again, I'm going to hold him to what he said, and what he said was, he wants to be the best coordinator Detroit has ever had. Again, I think Aubrey Pleasant is in the shadows. I think he's shadowing him just as some of these other players are shadowing these veterans. So, yeah, we'll see. Again, if he gets that head coaching gig, if it's, life-changing and it's something he wants to do, we're all for him. But I know that, like you just said, next man up. I think he's coaching Aubrey Pleasant as we speak.
Yep.
And I'm so excited if he does get that opportunity.
My fear is just Aubrey Pleasant goes with him. If Aaron Glenn gets a job, that would suck, because I think that is going to be our next DC. But you got to watch out for Deuce as well. I think he's head coaching material. He's a leader of men, and he's a fantastic coach. Who will be the best? What's that?
No, I'm sorry. I said all these former players. It's great. Yeah.
Who will be the best defensive player, Mark, on this team?
There's a couple guys to choose from. I think, I'm going to pick Charles Harris. He had 7.5 sacks last year in that read and react defense. This year it's a little bit changed, man. It's changed a lot. We're going to be attacking more with the D-line and the linebackers. So I think Charles Harris is going to get over 10 sacks. I just have a feeling that he's going to shine in this new defense. I think everybody's going to actually this is the kind of defense that you want to play in as a football player. You don't want to sit there and just read gaps all day and just look where guys are. You want to just attack ball, see ball, attack ball, get ball. That's all you really want to do. And I think Charles Harris is really going to shine. I'm calling over 10.5 sacks for sure. And I think he's going to be the best D player for 2022 for Detroit.
We got 120 in the building. We can get to 70 likes, folks. Smash that like button. It's free to do so. Quick and easy, and it pushes the content out there. Lions, will we go with only 2 quarterbacks? I hope so. Look, I'm not going to lie. Behind Goff, it is freaking a dumpster fire. Why waste a roster spot on a Tim Boyle when there's someone else that deserves a spot? I hope we do. I don't know. What is your hunch, guys? What's your hunch, Rumble, on this one?
I'm kind of there with you. I mean, we've been talking about this for weeks now. It's like, we don't need to. Somebody else, we don't need to. I mean, the other guys are just in case someone gets injured or he's long snapping or holder. I mean, we don't need two more behind him.
Appreciate you. Jeremiah says, got to go, new sub. Appreciate it, man. Again, I do videos every single day, do live watch parties, so get ready for that for week 1. And we do a live show on here every single Thursday. If you got questions about your Eagles, we talk about that, as well as fantasy football. We talk about anything, so appreciate you coming in. Who do you guys think will lead the Lions in touchdowns this year? Mark Oram from Orum's Forum.
Touchdowns overall, I think it's going to be, if he can stay healthy all year, I think it's going to be DeAndre Swift. I think he's going to get a bunch on the ground. I just need him to stay healthy, and he's going to get a few in the air. We know the kid's very capable of catching balls out of the backfield. So I can see him getting definitely in double digit overall with running and catching for touchdowns for Swifty, for sure.
Hashtag Lions will probably beat the Cowboys and lose to the Jets and Panthers. Watch, I'd love to beat the Cowboys. I'm telling you, right? Would you take this? Lose to the Jets and the Panthers if you can win versus the Cowboys. Would you guys take that deal if you could do that
Two
deal?
for one. Wow,
so you lose two, but you win one.
Yeah, the 2-for-1 deal. The old 2-for-1. That's tough. I don't like losing at all, man.
I don't want to lose to the Jets, man. I would take it, man. I'm mean.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I can't stand. I can't stand the Cowboys either. Backup quarterback is irrelevant. Is the backup quarterback irrelevant?
He's got a little bit of a point there, man. Like, listen, if you're going to your backup situation in the first place, your season's pretty much screwed. Your season's pretty much screwed. I wouldn't call it irrelevant, though. You know, like, you want a guy that can at least game manage, but there's not a lot. Like, you go down all 32 teams and you go look at everybody's backups. There's not really a lot barking there, man. Like, there's not, maybe Nick Foles. You have him. You got it going on in Pittsburgh with, are they going to go with Mason Rudolph or the rookie? Mason Rudolph's nothing special. So it's like, you never want to go to your backup, but you should have a guy that can at least game manage. At least do that.
We have a new subscriber here. Great show. And by looking at your avatar, it looks like you're a Marine. I am a Army veteran, served in Iraq, 8 years in the Army. So thank you for your service, sir. God bless you. And look, I say hooah. I know you say hoorah, but I say hooah. Thank you for coming in here. Let's see. How many players start the year on the PUP? That's interesting. Right now, I'd say, just looking at it, 2. You got Jerry Jacobs, I think, is going to start. Jameson Williams, going to start on the PUP. Unless there's another injury. Do you have anyone else there, Rumble?
I think we said Paschal. I think we said he had a back issue. And then Mark, do you have another one?
Man, Romeo could be an option. Romeo Akwara, it could be maybe him starting off. Romeo Jameson, we talked about Jacobs. Yeah, there could be 3 or 4 guys, man. Jameson, yeah, there could be 3 or 4 guys that could be starting on the PUP right away. But good thing about that is that they can be taken off the PUP during training camp. So hopefully that happens. At least for 1 or 2.
For sure. Man, we don't need to be having all these people injured. That's just awful. But we know a couple of them are going to be. Oh, yeah, we got to think about James Mitchell as well. So he's going to be.
Oh, James Mitchell.
Yep,
yeah,
he's going to be on the PUP as well. Who will shine more by the end of the season, Hutch or Williamson?
Oh, it's a good one. That's a great question.
I'm going to say Jameson Williams. I think he's going to shine by the end of the year. What do you got, Rumble?
Oh, you took my pick. And I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to go ahead and say Hutch. I think there's a lot riding on this kid's shoulders. I think he does realize he's going to be the pulse of the city for years to come. And, man, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
What do you got, Mark?
I'm going to go with Hutch too, man. He's going to be, he's going to have a lot more playing time in front of him because Jameson will be on the sidelines watching, just frothing at the mouth, wanting to come in. But, Hutch is going to be out there. He's going to have some games under his belt, and I think he's going to get into a groove. And I'm going to say Hutch.
Jeremiah Butler, a new subscriber, is an Army veteran as well. Thank you so much for your service. Hey, man, that's what it's all about, serving your country. And anybody out there that is veterans, whether you're Army, Marine, Navy, Air Force, thank you for your service and dedication to this country. We truly do appreciate it. Without you guys, we don't have the freedoms to speak like we do on this platform. So I truly appreciate it. Mark, do you follow CFL? And if so, what is your team?
No, I do not follow the CFL. It's just, you know what? I love football. Played football over here in Canada, but I can't get into the CFL. I don't know what it is. It's great talent. They really have good talent. I'm not dissing the CFL, Canadian Football League. I'm not. I just, for some reason, I can't get into it. When I was younger and I watched it with my dad was a huge CFL guy. He always had it on, and I'd sit there and like ask him questions and stuff like that. He'd tell me who the guys were. Most of the guys are American anyway, so it's like but it's just something I never really got into, man. I know the BC Lions are good this year, so hopefully our Detroit Lions can be good.
Hopefully our Detroit Lions can be good.
Oh, yeah.
We got Ferg Ari Singh. I destroyed your name. Says, our Air Force retired here. Happy 4th of July. Well, thank you for your service in the Air Force. Really do appreciate it. And yes, happy 4th of July to everybody out there. Do not blow your hand up. Just be very careful. Make sure that you stay safe during that time. Division record and predictions for everybody. I'm going to throw this one to Rumble, man. What do you got for division record prediction? Tough.
I think we split against Green Bay and the Vikings, and then I think we sweep the Bears. I think the Bears are in the basement this year, and I think the Vikings are number 2. Green Bay is number 1. We're number 3. But we're not far behind the Vikings. I think they're going to get hit with the injury bug this year. I'm just calling it right now. I think that's. I think their lucky rabbit's foot has lost its juice. So.
88 Mike in the house, U.S. Army. Vincent, thank you so much for serving your country. We truly appreciate it, and it's not no talk. It's legitimate. Again, I was in the Army. My dad served 2 tours in Vietnam. My grandfather stormed the beaches of Normandy. My grandfather-in-law, they're all obviously passed away. They're older. He was actually airborne before D-Day, so he was one of those scouts that jumped in France before they stormed the beach of Normandy. So there's some hardcore people, and I freaking love it. What is your record, Mark, for the division?
The division, I think I'm going to kind of agree with Rumble here. I think we split with Green Bay and Minnesota, and I think we sweep the Bears. I think the Bears are in a lot of trouble this year. I don't think they really improved in a lot of areas. I think they might have gotten worse. Packers will be tough. I almost did say that they would sweep us, but hopefully we can split between them and the Vikings. So, I think the Packers are going to win the division. And then the Vikings, I think, just like Rumble said too, I think we're right behind the Vikings, and then bottom dwellers will be the Bears.
I'm going to go 3-3 here. I think I'm going to go 3-3 here. As much as I think we can easily sweep the Bears, I do feel like your team is less talented. I don't know, man. We always lose a game you think you're going to win. The Calvin Johnson catch, it just happens. I don't know why. So I'll go 3-3 here. Vikings, they're pretty good. I think we split with them. And I think we split with the Packers because I think they got everything wrapped up the final week of the year. And they're going to do what they did last year, rest Aaron Rodgers for the second half of the game. I think that's what's going to happen, and the Lions win. I can see us doing a 3-3. Bruce Betterly is a former Navy. Thank you for serving your country, Bruce. You've been a subscriber of mine for a long freaking time, man. Yes, we know Vash is former Navy as well. Appreciate you. We've had him on here multiple times. Again, I always thought, man, it'd be cool to be on a carrier. Never had an opportunity to do something like that. I was on helicopters. That was cool. But I always thought, man, it'd be really cool to be on a carrier. I drove Abrams tanks. That's what I did initially for my MOS was 19 kilo. But when I went to Iraq, we switched to 11 Bravo. And that's what I did, convoy security over there. So I always thought it'd be cool to do that. Never had that opportunity. We're going to make AR take retirement. I hope so. Hope so. Oh, there's one. Who is the one player in the NFL you dislike the most? Well, we'll go with both of you. Rumble, who is the one player you dislike the most? I can't hear Rumble.
I think he's got his mute.
You got your mute.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
It's all good.
Yeah, you didn't want to hear that first part anyways. I can't stand Aaron Rodgers. I just think he's I think people glorify him with like you have a lot of yards, but you only have one Super Bowl. Like they glorify him just for whatever reason, man. He's a bad man. It's like, Not really. He's only got one Super Bowl, so.
Yeah.
Put in the team you hate, too. Hashtag FGB. If you hate the Green Bay Packers, you know what the F stands for. You know what the GB stands for. If you're not a fan of the Cowboys, do FDC. And we're not talking about Washington, D.C. We're about Dallas Cowboys there. Mark Orem, who do you dislike the most?
And it's definitely Aaron Rodgers. That's a guy that, I hope that the Lions put into the dirt and he doesn't get up, and, I don't wish him to be decapitated or anything like that. But, I want him to start feeling a little bit of pain from our Detroit Lions. I just don't like the way he carries himself. He's arrogant. He's cocky. He thinks he's a me first guy. He's always been like that, and with everything that had to do with the COVID, everything that had to do with just everything to do with him having the Green Bay Packers franchise by the gonads, man. They treat him like he is God, and he can't do no wrong. The NFL treats him like he can't do any no wrong. So it's just he just bugs me in a way that where you just want to slap him. That's it.
Go ahead, Rumble.
And he drinks beer with his legs crossed. And he can't chug it, like he was on the Jumbotron. Like it just looked awful.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is the player I dislike the most. I can't stand him. I think he's arrogant. I think he's a prick. I think he's cocky. This dude walks around like his S don't stink. And I can't stand people like that, man. He's doing the same thing Brett Favre did. I'll retire. I'll trade to another team. Man, just stop being a diva.
Yeah.
God, bro. It's football.
Brett Favre was at least likable, though. I liked Brett Favre. I thought he was a likable dude.
He is more likable. There's no doubt he was more likable than this guy.
Yeah, there's just something about his face. Aaron Rodgers, just want to punch it.
There's a question, the first O-lineman to come in place if there's an injury. I think that'd be Evan Brown when it comes to the guards or center. I think he would be the guy to come in.
Yeah.
We'll see when it comes to tackle. Yeah, maybe Matt Nelson. Don't really know that one, Mark.
Maybe Matt Nelson if Obina Eze, the UDFA that they picked up out of Texas Christian, if he can clean up a little bit of his style, then maybe he has a shot to make the team. He's got to make the team first. But I think right now it's Matt Nelson and probably Dan Skipper. Those are probably the two guys right now.
Yeah, I'll take Nelson over Skipper, man. Skipper feel like he's been on this team forever.
For like 30 years or
I
something.
know.
Yeah. It feels like he
never gets out of here.
It feels like he's doing them all back, man.
He's folks. And if you like players that's been on the Detroit Lions for a long time, you got to jump on LNU right after this because we have the GOAT himself, Jason Hansen, the great kicker. Yeah. We're going to be live with him and Herman Moore. It's going to be a great show. And, of course, Chrissy. And we're going to be talking to Jason Hansen here in about, 20 minutes. So maybe we'll bring it up, Mule back. Maybe we'll bring him up and talk about some funny instances there. When you were overseas, did you get to watch football? Yes, I did. I was overseas in 2008. If you remember, 2008, we went 0-16. There was only one Lions game I got to watch during that year. That was Lions versus the Indianapolis Colts on Thanksgiving. And I left after the second quarter when Peyton Manning was tearing us up. And I said, I would rather watch a movie than watch us get roasted on Thanksgiving. So, yeah, they play like 4 games. They'll have 4 games up. It's the most popular games, and obviously at that point the Lions were not a part of that. So they went with the more improved route. Let's see. I'm immunized to Rodgers BS like he is immunized to COVID. That is good. I like it. Most magical game ever was Favre's dad passed away. Yes, I remember that one as well. Eddie Murray, he's not on with us. Nope. Mailbag number. Yeah, they need to retire freaking Jason Hansen's number, too. I don't like people wearing his number, man. He should be retired. 21 years. The dude is a beast. I am going to talk him out of retirement. That's the question I'm going to ask him. Hey, would you like to come back? Expect that from me. See, you went to mow the sand, Mike. Yes, yeah, you got to mow the sand over there. I actually like the Heat. The Heat was... telling you, I love the heat. I'm not a big fan of the cold. Yes, they do it at the USO. Yes. And that was 2008, so I'm sure it's even more since then. We're talking right now, our buddy AG's overseas in the Middle East. So he showed me some pictures, and I think it's even more squared away. Cliff D says the Lions are a trash franchise. Had no idea. Man, I thought this team, the Detroit Lions franchise, was the number one in the NFL, Mark.
Yeah, like I thought, with all those Super Bowls, that's brilliant, Cliff.
Yeah.
Like, how could you say something like that when we got all these championships? Man,
look,
Cliff, you got to do your research, buddy. You got
to
do your research on jokes, man, because that's pretty lame, dude. Pretty lame.
We love jokes here. We know our team has been historically horrible, but when you want to make fun of our team, you got to do something creative.
You got to come up with something.
Something like trash and suck is too easy. Do something more creative. If you do something funny, I'll definitely shout it out. But we're Lions fans, man. So
we've heard worse.
I know.
But don't forget to like and subscribe, Cliff.
Thanks, Cliff.
You got to watch my videos. You see my intros. It tells you exactly what it's like being a Lions fan. That's where everyone gets their laughs. If you enjoy taking a nap on a railroad at night with your head over the spot where the train's going to go over, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel, because we took all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. Sometimes being a Lions fan, you get decapitated. So that's what it's all about. Come up with something with a little bit funny. But we're about to jump on LNU. You guys are going to get rerouted to LNU, where we're going to have Dosa Dion, Mark Oram, myself, Chrissy Herm. We're going to have Rad and, of course, Jason Hansen. That is for the show. We're going to close this out. Get on that show. It will reroute you. And I appreciate everybody stopping. See you in a couple of minutes. Woo!
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.